Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. From today onwards, I'm going to start a series on web development. We will be covering both the front end and back end part here. Of course, we're also doing some projects related to each and every topic in between this series. Okay, before going to the main web development part, we will just discuss the roadmap of web development, like where to start and how to start. Okay, without any further delay, we'll get started. First, we will go to the front end part. The first thing is as usual HTML. HTML is nothing but the hypertext markup language. We can say HTML is like a skeleton for our website, and it is a language that is used to write the websites. And the other part is CSS. CSS is nothing but the cascade style sheets, and it is nothing but it is used to style our HTML part, like giving colors and having a good structure, padding and margin for our HTML code. And when it comes to Bootstrap, it is a CSS framework, and it is mainly used to create a responsive websites. If you don't have idea about responsive website, okay, responsive website is nothing but the web the website look good either in phone or either in tablet or either in desktop mode. Okay, the next part is like JavaScript. Okay, before going to JavaScript, I just want to say one thing, that I suggest that you don't need to study each and every topic in both HTML and CSS, because the Bootstrap, this framework, what it does is it almost contains each and every code by default. We just want to copy paste it, and you just learn how to make changes in the Bootstrap code. I think it's enough. In this series also, what I'm going to do is I don't teach each and every part of the HTML and CSS, because when you go to the further videos, like when you do the full stack projects, then this HTML and CSS doesn't affect the more to our project. So I am going to teach only the useful topics in the both HTML and CSS. And then let's go to the JavaScript. It is nothing but a programming language. If you are good at any one language, then JavaScript will be easy. Of course, if you do not have any idea about any other language, don't worry, we'll learn it from scratch. Okay, now the next part is React.js. It is the most interesting part in the front end development, and it is nothing but a framework and also a JavaScript library, and it is mainly used for building the UI components. And the component is nothing but okay, if you remember, there is a concept called functions in C programming. What you do is like you will write one function and you will use it and reuse it a number of times in your program. Similarly, here components are nothing but function. Like you will write a piece of code which is nothing called as component, and you will use it a number of times in our program. Okay, now we will move to the backend part. Actually, there are many ways in the backend part. One is using JavaScript, and the another is there is a using PHP language, and another is we can also use Python. First, we look at the JavaScript, which most of them will be preferring. First, you should learn the Node.js. Node.js is nothing but a JavaScript runtime. In simple terms, we can say like it as before Node.js, we are not able to run a JavaScript code in the backend side. When the Node.js came, then we are able to run our JavaScript code in the backend, that is in the server side. And the Express.js is nothing but it's just a framework of the Node.js. Okay, to explain what this Node.js and Express.js exactly is like, assume that you have written a website and you have created a form. uh, then what the user will do, like the user will enter the name, email address and password and etc, and he'll click the submit button. When the user clicks the submit button, the data which he has entered should be stored in the database. The these Node.js and Express.js will be taking this data from the from the front end, and it will be stored in the back end, that is in the database, using this Node.js and Express.js. On next we'll go to the MongoDB. MongoDB is nothing but it is a database, and it is a NoSQL database. That is not only SQL. If you have no idea about the NoSQL, then I'll be describing it in shortly. Okay, I hope you heard these terms like DBMS, RDBMS. DBMS is nothing but the database management system, and RDBMS is nothing but the relational database management system. DBMS, the data is stored in the form of documents or like files. When it comes to RDBMS, the data is stored in the form of tables. The languages used in this both are like in DBMS, it is NoSQL. That is not only SQL. SQL is nothing but a structured query language. But when it comes to RDBMS, the SQL is used. That is structured query language. In SQL, the data is stored in the table form, whereas in NoSQL, the data is stored in the documents or in files. Okay, the example of NoSQL is like MongoDB, but the example in the SQL is like MySQL language. Okay, here the MongoDB, it is a database as well as NoSQL, and also it is a document oriented database. That means the data is stored in the document forms, that is in JSON format. Okay, if you are good at Python, then you can use Python as a backend part. The Flask is the framework, or also we can say like it is a web framework in Python, and it is similar to like Node.js. It is used to create an APIs. APIs is nothing but the application program interface. It is used to connect between the two devices or two systems. And I prefer Python because if you have idea about machine learning, you can easily implement this all these machine learning algorithms in the backend using Python easily. So that I prefer Python. But when it comes to database, it is as usual MongoDB. You can also use MongoDB as a database using Python also. Okay, I hope you have got an idea about the roadmap of web development. And in the next video, we'll discussing about the HTML, and also look at how to install the Visual Studio Code and how to run the HTML file using VS Code with the help of live server. And guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you really like the video, hit the like button. And also if you have any doubts, please comment it below. And also you can contact me. I'll put my contact details in the description box. And yeah, we'll meet in the next video. Thanks for watching.